Good morning, students. The next topic in geography, which is going to be started, is the trade. And in trade, the first thing which we will read is the major imports and the countries from where they are importing. So concentrate yourself. We are importing, we as a Pakistan, importing machinery, that is textile, electrical, mining, construction, and agricultural machinery and transport equipment. Next is petroleum, that is crude oil and petroleum products are importing. We are importing iron and steel. We are importing chemical fertilizers and other chemicals, and we are importing food items, for example, wheat, edible oil, sugar, tea, and pulses. And now we are going to read the countries from where they are importing. Machinery, transport equipment, and iron and steel are imported from Japan, China, and the USA and the EU, that is European Union states, and especially the UK and the East European countries. So machinery and transport equipment and iron and steel are importing from these countries. Pakistan has to import machinery for her industrial development, especially sophisticated and specialized machinery, transport equipment, and electrical goods which cannot be manufactured in the country. Petroleum from the Middle Eastern and Gulf states, Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Kuwait. Import of the petroleum is important because it helps to run all transport in the country. Trucks, buses, cars, aeroplanes, trains, and ships all run on the oil. Oil is also used in industries for lubrication, and oil is also used for power generation. Pakistan is very deficient in petroleum and satisfies only 20% of our needs by from local resources. So this is the reason we are importing a huge amount of the petroleum products from Gulf states and East Arab states. Therefore, petroleum is to be imported in huge quantities. Edible oil is essential for a food item. It is used in all homes for cooking purposes. Pakistan is very deficient in cooking oil. Palm oil is imported from Malaysia, and soybean oil is imported from the USA, and tea from the Sri Lanka and Kenya. Pulses, sugar, and even wheat recently from India. So these were the imports and from where they are imported and their usage in our Pakistan. The next point in the lecture we are going to read is the causes of the increasing value of the imports are. So why are imports increasing in Pakistan? The points are here. Number one, rapid increase in the population and more demand for the food commodities. So this is the first reason our import bill is increasing. Number two is more demand for chemical fertilizers as the locally manufactured fertilizers fail to meet the needs of the growing more food and other crops. So we are producing low quality seeds and pesticides and other things relating to agriculture. So that's why we are importing chemical fertilizers and other things from the countries. So that's why import bill is increasing. Next reason is low quality and lesser quantity of the iron ore extracted and steel manufactured locally. So we are locally producing and extracting very low quality and lesser quantity of iron and steel. So that's why iron and steel are importing from other countries. Next point is devaluation of the Pakistani currency by 100% in 1972 and onward depreciation has resulted in more spending on the import. So this is the major reason. Next is rise in oil price since 1973 forced Pakistan to pay heavily on imports. So this is another reason oil prices are increasing and we have to import very huge quantity of the oil products. So this is the major factor in our import bill. Next is expensive Import items, iron and steel, capital goods, machinery, and transport equipment. Import of these items is closely linked with the rapid pace of the industrialization. And so, because of the industrialization is improving in Pakistan, and we are not able to manufacture most of the industrial goods, so we are actually importing from these products from the other countries. So that's why import bill is increasing. Next point in the lecture is the change in the composition of the imports since 1947. So concentrate yourself. The imports of Pakistan have registered growth with some fluctuations from 1947-48 onward. The increase in the value of the exports was largely because of the rise in price rather than increase in the volume of the export. But Pakistan's import increased 10 times in 25 years. So this is the major thing. Our exports are not increasing, but rise in the price is actually responsible for getting more revenue. But our imports has increased 10 times in the last 25 years. That is from 1947-48 to 1971-72. Since 1972-73, rapid growth in imports has taken place. In 16 years, from 72-73 to 86-87, imports increased 33 times, because that was the period of industrialization in Pakistan. So that's why 33% imports increased. And unfortunately, we were not able even then and even now to manufacture industrial goods and different kinds of the things in our Pakistan. So that's why we are hugely dependent on other countries to provide these things. So imports bill is increasing. Some economic factors like 100% devaluation during 1972-73 doubled the value of the imported goods. Pakistan was heavy importer of the consumer goods in the beginning. With industrial development in 1960s in the country, the composition began to change. So from starting from the establishment of Pakistan in 1947 to 72-73, we were actually importing consumer goods. But after 1960, industrialization took place in Pakistan and industrial development took place in Pakistan. So composition began to change, and we then import more industrial goods. Therefore, the percentage of the share of the capital goods has decreased, and that of the industrial raw material has increased. Machinery occupies an important position in the list of imports in Pakistan. Petroleum and its products, transport equipment, iron and steel, and electrical goods have position in the import list. So this was the change in the composition of the import list. By 1974-75, consumer goods were 23% and the capital goods and raw material for the capital and consumer goods were 77% of the total imports. By 2000-2001, the respective percentage was 14% and 86%. So composition is rapidly changing. More and more percentage is actually of industrial goods and equipment. So this was the change. The next point in the lecture is the direction of the imports. It means from where we are importing most of the products. So Pakistan is importing products from more than 100 countries in the world, but most of our imports are actually coming from 7 countries. So concentrate yourself. Pakistan imports from about 100 countries, but more than 47% of the imports come from 7 countries. That is Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, the USA, the UK, Germany, Japan, and Malaysia. So almost 50% of our imports are coming from 7 countries, but in total, we are actually importing from almost 100 countries of the world. Till 1971, tea was supplied from East Pakistan, but afterwards from Sri Lanka and Kenya. So In the beginning, up to 1971, tea was actually coming from East Pakistan, but after the separation of the Bangladesh, that was East Pakistan, we are importing tea from Sri Lanka and Kenya now. The next point in the lecture is major exports of Pakistan. Export trade of Pakistan can be divided into three categories, that is primary products, semi-manufactured goods and the manufactured goods. So one by one we will read all three kinds of the goods. First is primary products are the goods that are available from cultivating raw materials without a manufacturing process. So they are actually exported in very raw form. Pakistan's export in terms of primary products are raw cotton, rice, fish and fish products, etc. that make up 13% of the total exports of Pakistan. Semi-manufactured goods are the goods used in inputs as the inputs in the production of the other goods including final goods. Pakistan exports in terms of the semi-manufactured products are cotton yarn, leather, etc. So these are the semi manufactured products that are exported by Pakistan to other countries that make up 15% of the total exports of the Pakistan. Next is goods that are purchased in completed form are called manufactured products. Pakistan's exports in terms of the manufactured products are cotton based items, for example, garments and hosiery items, carpets and rugs, sports and surgical goods. So these are the finished products exported by Pakistan to the rest of the world, and these account for 72% of the total exports of the Pakistan. The next point in the lecture is factors which limit Pakistan's exports. So now we will read different points which are actually resisting, which are actually a point of resistance in increasing Pakistan exports. So the first point is the border between Pakistan and the neighboring countries in the north and west, that is China, Afghanistan and Iran, is hilly and mountainous. So the borders with our three neighbors, that is China, Afghanistan and Iran, border is almost hilly and mountainous. Trade routes are limited to one or two roads. The roads connecting Pakistan with these countries have to pass through difficult terrain, covering long distance, and cost of the production is high. So this is the first point, that's why Pakistan's export is limiting. On the other eastern side in India. Trade between Pakistan and India is very limited on account of the unfriendliness and political problems. So this is the problem which we are facing with the fourth neighbor. That's why Pakistan's export are very less. Next point is some unfriendly government policies, for example, quotas, tariffs are also the reason for limiting Pakistan exports. The poor product quality is another factor due to which some countries are reluctant to trade with Pakistan. So these were some points due to which Pakistan's exports are not growing. The next point in the lecture is the countries importing Pakistan exports. So the point is almost same as in imports. So Pakistan is exporting products to more than 100 countries, but most of Pakistan's exports are going to only 7 countries in the world. So more than 100 trade partners of the Pakistan, but most exports go to only 7 major trading partners, that is the USA, Japan, China and Hong Kong, the UAE, the EU states, the UK, Germany and Saudi Arabia. So again, 7 countries are actually importing our products and exporting their products to our country. But in total, we are actually dealing with more than 100 countries of the world. And now we are going to discuss the products and the countries to whom we are exporting. So raw cotton, that is exporting to Japan and the UK, the other EU states and the Middle Eastern countries. Cotton yarn to China, and ready-made garments and the hosiery items to the USA, the EU And in EU states are these countries, that is France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and Sweden, etc. And the Middle East, Eastern countries like EU, Saudi Arabia, and the Iran. So these are cotton, raw cotton that is exporting to these countries. Next category is spices and the rice. We are exporting spices and rice to Middle Eastern countries, that is Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and UAE. Fish and fish products are exporting to Japan, is the leading importer, also exported to France and the Middle East. Carpets, rugs, and surgical and sports goods. The USA, Canada, and the West European states import sports goods. Sport goods are exported to USA, UK, and Germany. Carpets and rugs mainly to USA and some EU countries. The next point which we are going to read in the topic is reasons for increase in the value of the exports. So Pakistan experienced some growth in the export earning, but with periods of the fluctuations. Increase in the value of the exports is due to the prices rather than volume. So in total, volume is not increasing, but value is increasing. That's why Pakistan is earning more revenue from the exports. And the other reasons include improved quality of the good and service. Next reason is goods diversification and market diversification. Next is financial aid from the foreign countries. And the lastly, improved and simplified export procedures by minimizing trade barriers. So these are the points due to which Pakistan's revenue is increasing from exports. Next point which we are going to read in the lecture is change in the composition of the export over the years. As Pakistan is an agricultural country and not well developed in industry, so we are actually exporting most of the products that is raw material and agricultural product to the rest of the world. So we are starting the topic. Traditionally, Pakistan remained exporter of various raw materials and primary goods, and these are the things, that is raw cotton, raw jute, hides and skins and leathers, fish and fish products, and fruits and vegetables. The percentage of the export of the primary commodities has decreased greatly because of the agricultural raw material is increasingly used in local industry. So this is the reason we are actually using most of the raw material in our local industries now. So that's why raw material is less exported to the rest of the world now. The export of the semi-manufactured goods has been fluctuating but has shown slight decline in the percentage. And the reason is again same, the industry is in developing in Pakistan. So semi products are also used in the local industries now. So that's why semi products are getting decline in our export list. Next is Pakistan has been developing her industries since 1960. Therefore, the percentage of the manufactured goods has shown marked increase. 1954-55 share of the manufactured goods was only 2% of the total exports. But after almost 4 or 5 years, that was 58-59 years, it rose to 50%, from 2 to 50%, and continued to grow somewhat steadily in the coming decades. By 2000 onward, the share of the manufactured and semi-manufactured good was 90%. So now the percentage of the raw material and semi-finished goods are declined in our export list, and the percentage of the finished goods are increasing in our export list because industry is improving in Pakistan now. Next is total value of the exports also witnessed an upward trend. That is in 1974-75 it was above 10,000 million rupees, whereas in 2000-2001 it reached above 539,000 million rupees. So this is in terms of Pakistani rupees. That is the change in the composition. The next point in the lecture is Advantages of changing export composition. So the increase of the manufactured goods in the export trade of Pakistan is the result of growing and expanding industrial development. So this is the reason Pakistan's manufactured goods are getting a huge percentage in our export list now. Industrial development is of great importance and advantage to Pakistan. So now here are coming the advantages because industries give employment to people. So this is the first advantage of changing the export composition of Pakistan. Increase per capita income, that is per capita income is increasing. This is another advantage. Bring prosperity in the country and earn foreign exchange for the country. So these are some benefits of changing the composition of the exports in Pakistan. The next point in the lecture is ways to earn foreign exchange. So now we are going to read different ways of how Pakistan can increase earning from the things. So Pakistan can increase foreign exchange earning by increasing her exports, which can be achieved by diversifying the export trade. So this is the first point. If we diversify different things, so we can earn more foreign exchange. Trade relations with new countries should be started and more goods may be found for export. So this is another way. Try to create good relations with new countries so that in this way we can export to these countries and can earn more foreign exchange. Trade delegations are sent to many countries to explore new markets for Pakistani goods. Pakistan also participates in trade fairs in foreign countries in order to introduce her goods to foreign buyers. So this is the way by diversifying our products. This is one way. And next is by creating good relations with other countries so we can export our goods to those countries. Next is by improving and developing the tourist industry because when more tourists will come to our country, we can sell more and more, and in this way we can earn more foreign exchange. Next is by supplying manpower to the developed countries. The overseas Pakistani workers send their earnings and savings to Pakistan in foreign exchange. So these are some ways in which we can earn more foreign exchange. Next point in the lecture which we are going to read is export processing zone. So initially an export processing zone was established at Karachi in Landi industrial area, but now several such zones are being created in many other cities of the Pakistan like Risalpur, Sialkot, Gujranwala, Gwadar, etc. Location of the export processing zone at Karachi. So now we are going to discuss export processing zone at Karachi. So this normally come in the paper. So export processing zone at Karachi has the advantage of easy import machinery and raw material and export of the finished products. So this is the easy access for importing products and exporting products. Skilled labor of all kinds is available at Karachi. So this is another advantage. Infrastructure, that is including power, water, transport and communication was available. So these were the advantages because of which export processing zone was located at Karachi. The export of the processing zone of Karachi covers an area of about 200 acres. The government has provided the necessary infrastructure, roads, water supply, electric and gas supply. The government has allowed tax concessions in export and import duties. Banking facilities have also been provided. So this question normally comes in the paper. Okay, what are the helping factors that help the location of the export processing zone in Karachi? So these were the points due to which the export processing zone was located in Karachi. Next point in the lecture is Importance of the export processing zone. Export processing zone was established to boost up exports in order to earn the foreign exchange of the country. So this was the first point, that is actually the importance of the export processing zone. Next is it gives employment to the people and brings modern technology to the country. Next point is the idea was to promote industrial development, attract foreign investment and expertise. So this is the point. Next is high quality of the goods meeting international standards are produced and exported. Next is export processing zone provide employment the people. So these are the importance of the export processing zone. The next point in the lecture is the government help for small industries, that is including fans, sports goods to export more. So what are the helps that are actually getting these small industries? So the fan industry is a small industry located at Gujarat and Gujranwala. Sports goods industry is located in Sialkot. Credit facilities should be provided to manufacturers and exporters. Quality of the goods should be improved by enforcing quality control methods. So that is the point that can be enforced by the government, and credit facilities should be provided to the small businesses. Proper training and producing skilled labor will help in production of the high quality goods. So these are the points which can help small industries. Regular and reliable supply of the raw material should be ensured. Tax concession in import of the machinery and raw material and reduction in the export duties will encourage production and exports. So these helps can be provided by the government to the small businesses. Manufacturers should be encouraged to take part in trade fairs in foreign countries to exhibit their products. Proper marketing and advertising will increase the exports. Infrastructure such as supply of electricity, water supply, gas, and telephone facilities should be provided. The development of the tripod is another important facility provided by the government for ease in export finished goods and import of the machinery and raw material. So the government has established export processing zones, and the export promotion bureau is also working. The government is also trying to improve railway, road and air links and seaport facilities. So these are the helps that can be and that are actually government providing to small industries in Pakistan. The next topic in the lecture is why large proportion of the production of the industry is exported. So the points for this question is a large proportion is exported in order to earn foreign exchange, which is surplus. So in addition to cover the local requirement, which is surplus, we export these things to earn the foreign exchange. This is the first point. Next is sports fan cotton products are in great demand abroad on account of high quality and good standard. Next is cost of the production is not very high, and the goods can compete easily in the foreign markets. Next point is triports and export processing zone facilities have made export easy. Next point is a new airport, that is Samtrial Airport in Sialkot, has been built to help exporters. Next is good infrastructure providing of credit facilities. Tax concessions, reduction in export duties are also helping the factors. So that's why a big proportion of the production is exported. The next point in the lecture is why is government keen to increase the export of the engineering goods? So why is government trying to increase the export of the engineering goods? The point is the government is very keen to increase the export of engineering goods, which are high value added goods compared with many of the Pakistan's traditional exports, in order to earn more foreign exchange. So these are high value added goods. So more foreign exchange can be earned by exporting engineering goods. Foreign exchange is needed to pay for imports which are needed for the country. Exports worth $1 billion from one type of the industry is of great importance to Pakistan. Progress in this industry will mean more jobs and employment for the people. Increase in foreign exchange earning will help in reducing the negative balance of the payment. It will also encourage people to learn latest technology in this field. So these are actually the points due to which government of Pakistan is very keen in increasing the proportion of the engineering goods. The next topic in the lecture is the location of the Karachi for Pakistan overseas trade. So we are now going to discuss different points that are helpful and not helping Karachi as far as trade is concerned for Pakistan. So Karachi is located on the coast of the Arabian Sea. It is a natural harbor situated on the deep inlet of the sea. So these are helping points. It is further protected by the Manoda Island. Karachi is well connected by the road and rail to all parts of the Pakistan, and goods can be carried to and from Karachi to all parts of the country. So these are helping points. That's why Karachi is very helpful in location for overseas trade. There is flat and level land in the vicinity of the Karachi, and there is no difficulty in the expansion of the city. The port has been improved and expanded in the view of the growing overseas trade. Karachi, Karachi also handles the export and import trade of the Afghanistan. So these are very helping points. That's why Karachi port is playing a very important role in Pakistan's trade with other countries. Next topic in the lecture is Quetta, an important trading center. So we are going to read different reasons because of which Quetta is an important trading center. So Quetta is an important trading center because of many reasons. Quetta is on the main road which leads to Kandahar in Afghanistan through the Khojek Pass. Quetta is on the ancient trade route which connected Afghanistan with the subcontinent. So this is the important reason because of which Quetta is important trading center. Much of the Afghanistan trade passes through the Quetta. Quetta is also at the head of the Bolan Pass, which connects to the Sibbi and onward to Punjab and Sindh by rail and road. So Quetta is connected to the neighbors of Pakistan's neighbor and as well as different cities of Pakistan. Quetta is the capital of Balochistan province. It is an administrative center, an important educational and cultural center, and has a large population. So these are very important factors because of it. This is very important trade center. Quetta is a big market, a big commercial and industrial center. Industries of the food processing and packing, fruit packing, edible oil, engineering works, pharmaceuticals, and handicrafts are important. Roads and railways connect the Quetta with the other parts of the province. These are actually Quetta is having actually good infrastructure not only within the Quetta but with the other cities of the Pakistan as well. A road and railway line goes to Zahedan in Iran. So this is the point. That's why Quetta is very important trade route as far as trade with other countries is concerned. Quetta is an important airport also, being a meeting place of the routes and the big collecting and distributing center. Quetta has grown into an important commercial and trading city. So these are the points which are actually very important for Quetta of being a very important trade center. Next point in the lecture is the effects of the changes in the composition of exports and imports for Pakistan. So concentrate yourself, lesser earning in the early years, that is 1947 to 57 due to export of low value primary goods and raw materials, and heavy spending on the import of the high value manufactured goods during the same period. So first 10 years of the Pakistan was very negative for Pakistan as far as imports and exports composition is concerned, because we spend a lot of money on import and earn very less money from our exports, because exports were low value goods and imports were high value goods. As a result, adverse effect on the balance of the trade and balance of the payment. 1958 onward, Pakistan's economic performance began to improve as a result of the relative higher earnings from exports and somewhat low spending on the imports. In general, the national economy did not improve to satisfactory level, and this negative impact on our economic growth in the following ways: the importance of the foreign exchange earnings. So these were the points: more foreign loans, assistance in order to improve the trade deficit, more debts, and more reliance on the foreign aid. So this was the bad impact due to the early composition of the import and export. So this was the bad impact. Development projects have to be suspended or curtailed. Next point is, in case of the non-payment of the loans, the country has to face trade sanctions and embargo. Next point is, in order to pay heavy debts, valuable national assets have to be sold to foreign companies. Next point is, high taxes have to be imposed on the people that restricts their purchasing power, which in turn result in low demand and low production. Next point is, business and commercial activities slow down, which further deteriorates the economic growth. Next point is, the payment for the import will become difficult. So these were the effects of the early composition of the uh, imports and exports, rather not only early composition but afterwards also. So these are the effects. Next topic in the lecture is the balance of trade and the balance of payment. Balance of trade is equal to the value of the export minus value of the import. So this is balance of trade. And balance of payment is balance of trade plus earning from services, tertiary, that is tertiary industry. So the thing we first going to read in the topic is causes of the negative balance of trade and balance of payment are. So we are going to discuss the causes. Heavy spending on the import of the capital goods and petroleum in the wake of the industrialization. So this is the first point. Our spending on the imports are high as compared to we are earning. So next point is, imported raw materials for various industries account for 50% of the total imports. Highly consumption oriented society where people take pride in consuming expensive imported items. And next is unfavorable currency exchange rates in the form of the continued depreciation of the Pakistani rupee is also lined with the increased value of the imports and with the balance of trade. So these are the causes of negative balance of trade and balance of payment. Next point in the lecture is the measures of improved balance of trade. So how can we improve our balance of trade? So increasing exports by. So these are the points for increasing exports by. Number one, diversifying goods and markets. Finding new markets, for example, Central Asian republics, African and EU states. Goods can be diversified by promoting small scale and cottage industries. So this is the point: by diversifying and promoting small scale industries, we can promote our exports. An example is recently launched efforts to develop flour industry at Hyderabad. Various food and dairy products are also being encouraged with the same objective. So this is a point through which we can increase our exports. Encouraging manufacture and export of the value-added goods, for example, product of the light and heavy engineering industry. So this can also help to promote our export. Providing incentives to exporters in the forms of the tax and duty concessions. improving the quality of the goods by creating quality control and monitoring bodies. So these are the points. Next is creating and activating special bodies to promote exports and export oriented industries. Examples include, so we can establish different bodies in Pakistan which can promote our exports, and these are the points which can help the small industries and the medium and large industries to export more goods and to earn more revenue from the exports. So the body which can be established is, and we have established this body, that is Export Promotion Bureau. Export Promotion Bureau, in collaboration with the FPCCI, that is Federation of the Pakistan Chambers of the Commerce and Industry, holds trade fairs, festivals and exhibition in not only Pakistan, and arranges Pakistan's participation in similar activities in other countries, through which we can improve our quality, we can diversify our products, and we can promote our local products in different countries. So more recently, government has started establishing expo centers in major cities to have been set up in Karachi and Lahore. So these are the bodies. Next, through which we can increase our, we can promote our balance of trade is by restricting imports, and especially the imports related to the tertiary sector. So, simple thing is, by earning more and by spending less is the way to improve our balance of trade. So now the thing which we are going to read is restricting imports, and especially the imports related to tertiary sector. So reducing the import of the luxury items in the form of the high value consumer goods can also improve economy. Similar import of the raw materials and capital goods should be curtailed, and efforts should be made to explore and exploit more metallic minerals. That is, Sender Copper project is a good instance in this regard. Heavy spending on hiring expensive foreign consultants should be cut down. So we should develop good institutes in Pakistan um, to give good education to our own people, and less spending should be there on hiring expensive foreign consultant. Next is, Pakistan has a huge human resource potential which needs to be tapped for our own benefit. Foreign consultants for banking, insurance, health and education and other services can gradually be replaced by the indigenous talent. A comprehensive human resource development program will go a long way in this regard. So these are some ways. The next topic in the lecture is factors that help and hinder Pakistan's trade with other countries. So the points we are going to read. So concentrate. Pakistan is landlocked in the north, east and west. So from three sides we are actually landlocked. Presence of the Arabian Sea in the south allows Pakistan to carry out trade by sea only from one direction. This is the one point that actually hinder our trade with other countries. Because of many factors, land routes have not been fully developed, especially those towards Afghanistan, Iran and China. So towards three sides we do not have good infrastructure. So these are the points which are hindering Pakistan trade with the other countries. Highly rugged terrain in the north and northwest, together with too high and too narrow passes and inhospitable winters, excessive snow and landslides are major hindrances in promoting trade by land routes. So this is another negative point. Disturbed relations with India and Afghanistan and internal politics crisis in Afghanistan further restricts any progress in trade with these countries. So Afghanistan and India are hostile partners. So due to these reasons, Pakistan's trade is hindering with those countries. Pakistan do not share direct border with Central Asian republics as a narrow strip of the Vahan. Afghanistan separates Kars from Pakistan. So this is the reason. That's why we do not have much trade with Central Asian republics, because we are not in direct contact with them. Presence of the Khoja, Khyber, Kurram passes help promote trade with the Afghanistan, but they need to be developed. So now they are the helping points. We have many connections with the Afghanistan, many land routes with Pakistan, but they need to be developed. Presence of the historical Silk Route between Pakistan and China is another helping factor, and this has been reconstructed and improved in the form of the KKH. So this is helping point. That's why we are having good trade with China. At the same time, repeated earthquakes in the area is limiting factor. So this is the negative factor, because Pakistan is situated on the fault line. So that's why we are having much earthquakes in our country frequently. Due to its geographical location, Pakistan does not belong to any strong regional trade bloc like EU, ASEAN, and NAFTA, that is North American Free Trade Association. So we are very far from these countries. That's why we do not have much alliances with these. Efforts are being made to make SARC and ECO more effective and successful. These include attempts to improve Pak-India relations by resolving the Kashmir dispute and efforts to materialize SAFTA. So these can be helpful points if we promote these points. The next topic in the lecture is similar efforts aimed at promoting Pakistan's foreign trade, including. So now we will discuss the different efforts. IPI, that is India Pakistan Iran gas pipeline. If this pipeline is fully finished, this is fully established, the trade can be promoted between the India, Pakistan, and Iran. Next is Trans-Afghanistan gas pipelines from Turkmenistan to Kabul and Kandahar in Afghanistan, and by way of the Peshawar and Quetta to India. So this is another point through which foreign trade can be promoted. Pakistan will receive royalty for providing transit facilities and will be entitled to use natural gas as well. So this is the point. Construction of the Gwadar highway, that will be extended to the KKH and by the way of the China to the Central Asian. So if we develop Gwadar highway, this will be very helpful in promoting our foreign trade. Next is ATA, that is Afghanistan Transit Trade Agreement signed in 1975, is another helping factor for expanding Pakistan's trade with Afghanistan. So these are some points through which we can increase our foreign trade. The next topic in the lecture is why is UK still an important trading partner for Pakistan, but not as important as it used to be. So the points to discuss is there have been old colonial links between Pakistan and UK which are still effective. So Pakistan was a colony at one time of the UK. So we still have relations with UK. So this is the one point. Links of the Commonwealth also exist. So this is the point. Pakistan export cotton goods, rice, leather goods, sports goods, and surgical instruments to UK, and imports machinery and chemicals from the UK. UK joined the European Common Market while Pakistan gave up membership of the Commonwealth, which weakened old associations. So this is the point due to which our relations are less strong now. So because we have given up the membership of the Commonwealth. During recent years, Pakistan has diversified its pattern of the trade. Pakistan has developed trade relations with Asian and Islamic countries such as China, Japan, Saudi Arabia, and Middle East. Therefore, trade relations between Pakistan and UK are no longer as important as in early years of the emergence of the Pakistan. So these are the points. The next topic in the lecture is the importance of the EU, that is European Union and China as trading partners. So the points to discuss are: Pakistan needs to strengthen trade relations with the countries all around. This is the first point. We should have good relations and close connections with all the countries of the world. Earnings should only be increased by searching favorable markets. Excess and shortage can be overcome easily by more trade ties. So these are the points. We should have good and strong relations with the rest of the world. China, being our neighbor and friend, has better understanding. Already, China assisted in copper Sandak, Gwadar Port, and nuclear projects and completed successfully. New projects are already in process, like motorway links, railway links, and running Gwadar Port. So, China is helping Pakistan in these sectors of the in these sectors. EU, though, will increase trade partners and exchange items. In this way, Pakistan can earn more and gain favors, and relations can be improved. In this way, Pakistan can reduce negative balance of the payment. So these are the points. These are the importance of the EU and China as trading partners.